I want to just give a little bit of context from where this amendment came from. And I think everybody on this committee was part of the Illinois Senate back in November of last year when we passed the Illinois Religious Freedom, Protection, and Civil Union Act. I was the sponsor in the Senate, very, very proud to do that. And in the discussion that we had, and I want to refer to the transcript, in particular some of the questions and comments from Senator Hayne. And he stated, and I'm going to quote from the transcript, and he's quoting from Section 15 of the Act. It states, "Nothing in this act shall interfere or regulate with the religious practice of any religious body," end of quote. And you go on to say, and this is Senator Haynes speaking, go on to say that any religious body, Indian nation or tribe or native group, is free to choose whether or not to solemnize or officiate civil union. Now I take it from your comments that the intent of this bill is not to make that one item, but two separate intents. One is the solemnization of civil union, that's one sphere. The second sphere is a religious practice, which includes a wide variety of things. Is that correct? And I answer, yes, that is correct. Senator Hayne goes on to say, so we should not read them together as just referring to the act of the solemnization of a civil union, right? And I answer, if I understand your question correctly, yes. Senator Hayne goes on to say, therefore, and this is the part of the intent, this has been the worries of these institutions of faith of all denominations, Christian and Jewish, go to their various agencies providing social services, retreats, religious camps, homeless shelters, senior care centers, adoption agencies, hospitals, a wide gamut of things. So that's covered under the first sentence. And I answer yes. I am going to apologize here because I go on to say that certainly the intent of Representative Harris and I is not to at all impede the rights of the religious organizations have to carry out their duties and their religious activities. I should have not spoken for Representative Harris. He was sitting there on the floor, and I apologize to him for that, but that's what I said in terms of my intent. And so I made a commitment on behalf of that conversation that we would come back and try to clarify just what the bill had to say about that. And what is put together in the amendment, there's two parts of the amendment. One is more of a housekeeping issue, and that is to allow county clerks to be able to impose fees for the activities providing civil union licenses. And then this, and I'll read directly from what the proposed amendment is. Religious child welfare agencies. A child welfare agency that is religiously based or owned by, operated by, or affiliated with a bona fide religious organization may decline an adoption or foster family home application, including any, and if it would be the indulgence of this committee, I'd like to have a technical amendment to strike the word related, including any licensure and placement from a party to a civil union. Turn the page here. If acceptance of that application would constitute a violation of the organization's sincerely held religious beliefs. If an agency declines an application pursuant to this section, then it must provide the applicant with the information on how to contact the Department of Children and Family Services to obtain information concerning other regionally licensed child welfare agencies. The reason I struck the word related is that can be interpreted in two ways. What it was meant here was those, instead of related, associated with. So I think just striking that makes it clearer to understand. So that's really what I've come back with, and I want to be true to that commitment because I gave my word that I would come back, try to clarify this, perhaps maybe not the smartest political decision ever made, but one nonetheless that I feel really honor-bound to bring that back. And so here's the issue that's before this committee. And I know that there's a lot of opinions on all sides of this issue. I guess amongst my many faults is that of being a pragmatist. I'm very proud to have been the sponsor of the Civil Union Bill, and would like to see that work. fighting on the fronts of what I would call religious wars in terms of who has to do what is really not where I'd like to see our activity. I'd like to see our activity in terms of really embracing the rights of gays and lesbians in this state. And so I think that this has some precedent. We treat religious hospitals similarly with contraception issues, whereas we don't allow pharmacists individually to impose their conscience or their will upon clients, but we do with religious organizations. And so I think there is some consistency in that. But this is an issue that I really think is not so much a political issue for me as really an issue of conscience and one of personal conviction. And so I present this to the committee and hope you'll do your best to decide its fate.